What's going on, guys? My name is Eskibros, and today is actually a very monumental day for me. Not only did I hit 30,000 subscribers like 2 days ago, that's a very insane number, but it's also Christmas, so Merry Fishes, or Fishmas, my Eskibros. Have a fish. All of you definitely deserve it because it's been a very insane year, and I'm gonna spend the entirety of this video just thanking you guys so much because it just means so much to me. So seriously, guys, thank you so much. Have a fish. Slap that like button with a fish, and let's get right into the video now. Like I said, I hit 30,000 subscribers, so I will be talking about the winner of my giveaway of the HD PVR in this video, but I'm also going to be talking about a few other stuff, and I'm also going to get very personal in this video, so I apologize if you may see me differently after this video or something like that, but I'm also going to try and explain a few things now. Recently I've been getting a lot of comments like saying, Eskimo, you're just a money whore, that's all you do about, that's all you care about, that's why you're doing the tutorials on Minecraft on PS3. That's not true, and you guys have to look at it from the perspective of somebody who is new to Minecraft. So whenever Xbox Minecraft came out, I should say that's the proper form of what I'm trying to say, but whenever it came out, and for all the updates we've had several tutorials that were already on the PC version of Minecraft, but the reason why they are remade on the Xbox edition of Minecraft is because of all the people who are new to it. And you guys have to think of this, it's the exact same with PS3. All those people are new to it. It's not because I want more money or anything like that. It's just because I'm trying to help new PS3 players who are new to Minecraft. If I didn't, who else would do it? Because if you can't tell, there is a pretty shortage of guys who are posting Minecraft on PS3 as far as I can tell. So my videos are getting out to there, and they're actually helping a vast majority of people. And even though I've gotten some hate for people calling me a money whore, the more people I've helped, a whole lot more people than I've actually offended, I guess I should say. But I'm getting comments all the time like, Eskimo, you're just a money whore. But inherently, that's in itself is just kind of stupid and repetitive, because any money that I did make from, this month, like, let's just put it in perspective. So having 30,000 subscribers this month, I only made $500, and that's kind of silly whenever you compare it to, like, that's not a whole lot of money. And the item that I paid $200 for, the HD PVR I'm doing a giveaway from, and all the views I got from doing Minecraft PS3 or subscribers I gained, all that money is pretty much going to a PVR. So whenever you do that math, it is in itself kind of stupid. Or whenever you consider that here I am in like the same week as me getting called the money, where I'm posting 2 games which are really old and no one in themselves, there's not a large audience for. Like, I posted Skyrim, and I also posted Gears of War 3. So if you ask me, it's kind of silly that I'm getting comments like that. People are saying like, Eskimo, you money whore. Like, it's kind of silly whenever if you ask me. But there's also other stuff that is what I'm going to talk about and get into this video, and why that comment upsets me. So, like, recently on Twitter, I had a bit of a breakdown because I was letting all this stuff and all this hate get to me, because whenever I grew up, I didn't have a whole lot of money, and even now, obviously, $500, I don't have a whole lot of money. But in the past few years, especially, have been really rough on me, because like right when I'm about to graduate high school, when I'm wanting to go to college, I pretty much get told that I can't afford it. Even if I, went out of state and moved out of college, I couldn't afford it. Otherwise, I'd have to work like 2 jobs and have absolutely no free time, which I could do. But whenever you realize like how much effort that is, like being up and only getting like 4 hours of sleep, that's pretty crazy. So college was pretty much not an option for me for the longest time, and it's still not an option for me. But I've said it 1,000 times, if I could put myself through college off of just YouTube, that would mean the world to me, and that's something I would like to see from the end of this. That's like my end game plan, like getting far enough with YouTube that I can just afford to put myself through college, which, essentially, considering how much people are actually making off doing this, it's not a whole lot to ask, but, like, I guess that's my motivator, of like, my end game or something like that. But back to the part about not having a whole lot of money. So, like, right around this time, they start to think that my mother has cancer, and this is actually something I talked about before in the video of like me asking for prayers for one of my Eskibros because they had cancer, because they thought my mother had cancer because she was in bed for like a whole year straight. She wouldn't eat anything but yogurt. So here I am worried to death about my mother, and this was about like a year before. Like this was like around the time, like, and ended up like we found out she didn't have cancer around the time I started YouTube, and it was just something that a hobby that I started to do just to get my mind off of everything and stuff like that. So that's why I started YouTube, and it's why I still do YouTube, because it gets my mind off of things. Whenever I talk like this, I'm never happier than before, and that's why I come across as so energetic in my videos, is because I'm just so happy doing it, because I don't think about stuff like that, even right now when I'm talking about it, I'm still happy because I'm doing something I love, but regardless, I don't think about all the stuff that's happened to me in my life, like them thinking my mother has cancer and for like a year straight. Like, just imagine seeing somebody you love in bed for a year straight and they're eating barely anything. Like, you're gonna be worried sick, and I was worried sick, and I was like, am I going to lose my mother? And that's not something I wanted to do, because obviously I love my mother with all my heart, and I still do, and I'd hate to see her go. And I'm thankful that it wasn't cancer, and that it was just acid reflux, which is still kind of sucky because she doesn't eat a whole lot of food, but she's doing a lot better now. She's a lot stronger, and she's really happy. So seeing my mother like that compared to what she was is great. But also, like, around this time, like, and I want to clarify before I go into like a giant ordeal about it, because it's also another thing that you're like, wow, that really sucks, is like right around the time like this has all happened to me. I'm starting YouTube, and like I'm finding out, like, a couple months later, I find out that it was just acid reflux with my mother and not cancer, even though for the longest time we thought it was cancer, and she got loads of tests done. And like I said, thankfully she doesn't have cancer. Right around this time, my brother started getting heavily into drugs, and it's not who he is. I'm not trying to talk bad about him, because he is my brother, and the person who he is actually, he's a fantastic person, and he's someone that anyone should look up to for the person who he is. But whenever you're on drugs and you get heavily into drugs, you become somebody who you're not. And my brother, he got into arguments with my mother. He started attacking me, threatening me, beating me up, stuff like this, and it really sucked because he's my brother. And eventually he got kicked out of the house, and a bunch of stuff that just, on top of my mother and my brother, my brother getting heavily into drugs, I fell into very deep depression, because, here I had this one escape, and, the money that because my brother has stolen money from me before, and he's stolen money from my parents and never really paid them back, never paid me back or anything like that. And on top of the hospital bills for my mother, like my dad, he only has one job, it's his own business. He almost lost his entire business, and because we went bankrupt, essentially. And I haven't really went over these reasons before of my family being bankrupt or anything like that, of why they were actually bankrupt. I just said that they were bankrupt, and I explained what it would have meant. And so my dad was bankrupt, they lost the house, and that would have meant that I'd had to quit YouTube and a ton of other stuff. And it's the one thing that got me away from my own personal life. And, like I said, money, it's not something I've always had. I've constantly been told no, like, no, I can't go to college, or no, I'm not going to be able to continue YouTube because I just can't afford it. And, like, even now, here I am working like a construction job and doing YouTube, but that's both my jobs, and I'm living on my own. And if my YouTube channel didn't take off the way it did, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So whenever people say stuff like that, it kind of gets to me. But then I realize, what, that doesn't really matter, is because, what stuff that matters is that, my brother's doing better now. He's out living in California. He's much better. He's no longer on drugs. He's back to being the person I know and love, and my mother's healthy. That's what matters. Like, people who are saying I'm just a money whore on the internet, that doesn't matter. This is completely stupid. Like, I know deep down I'm not a money whore. They can think whatever they want. They're just being haters, because my true Eskibros understand me, and my true Eskibros who are the one who watched the video this far, and they are the ones who actually deserve the HD PVR, and that's why I wanted to give it away in the first place, even though, like, you know, money's really tight for me, and, you know, like, it just doesn't matter, because it's Christmas, it's the time of giving, and even though I can't really afford it, I'm gonna give it away because you guys deserve it. You guys have given me the best year of my life, and next year, I look forward to it being even better. And I've cried several times because if my YouTube channel didn't take off the way it did, then I would be living with my parents. I would be a very depressed person. But here I am. You know, I've got a YouTube channel with 30,000 subscribers. I've got loads of people who are like, Eskimo, you're my favorite YouTuber. And even though I don't care, I don't care, like, if I'm your favorite YouTuber, I just, like, the fact that somebody looks up to me that much, and that I'm so, like, a big part of your life is just crazy. Go, jeez, Willis, jeez. Alright, so I'm gonna get out my bucket of water, Willis, you scumbag, so here we go. And there we go, Willis. There you go, buddy. I just saved your life. But, I actually, oh, thank you for the fish. Merry Christmas, Willis. But, you know, it just doesn't really matter, and that's why I'm gonna try my best to give away my PVR to someone who deserves it. So I've messaged the winner of the HD PVR. I'm not gonna announce who it is because I know how people on the internet tend to get. They can message that person, they can leave them hateful comments because they just didn't get it. So I messaged that person. If they don't respond in a week, then I will pick a new winner of the giveaway. And if they want me to say their name in a video, then I will be sure to do that and stuff like that. So they, like I said, they have a week, and if they respond, or if they don't respond, then I'll pick somebody else, and likewise and stuff like that. So once again, guys, thank you so much for the support you guys have given me the last year. Like, I'm not trying to use it as pity or anything. Like, you know, it's definitely crazy where I am now in my life, where I was, like, a few years ago. So, a few years ago, like, you know, thinking my mother has cancer, which in itself is just horrible. It was, like, the worst feeling in the entire world, thinking that my mother has cancer, or seeing my brother, like, the way he was, just all strung out, not being the person he was. You know, I knew deep down that he wasn't the person who he was, and that's why I forgave him, and why I still love him. Because I know the person who he is really deep down, and that's a really good guy, and he, you know, you can just hear it in his voice that he's back to being the person he was. Whenever I talk to him on the phone, it just makes me cry seeing like how strong he is. It really is, like, you know, like, not heartbreaking, but like, one of those moments that you look at and you're like, wow, that's really inspiring, because, you know, he was heavily into drugs. He didn't just do, like, soft stuff. Like, he was into heroin, stuff like that, and it's really crazy. And that's why for like, my YouTube channel the way it is it's XXX Incision, because I'm straight edge, because I don't do drugs, because I saw the effect that it had on people, and I didn't want that to happen to me. I didn't want to, you know, and, you know, but my parents are a lot happier. I'm not going to go into just a giant tangent, but my brother's doing a lot better. My mother's doing a lot better. My dad, his business is picked up, and with my own personal life, even though life was, like, so bleak and dark a few years ago, life for me is just the complete opposite. I'm full of life right now. I've never been happier. I've got so much to look forward to, because obviously my YouTube channel, it's just not gonna stop at 30,000 subscribers. It'll keep on growing, and the more you got, even if 30,000 subscribers was my peak, I'd still be the happiest person alive, because it's not money that motivates me. It's not proving people wrong. It's not to get fame or anything like that. What truly motivates me is the feeling that I get whenever I do these videos, just a pure happiness. It's that escape that I got whenever 2 years ago I was in a much worse position in my life. But even though 2 years later, even though my life has drastically changed so much, and that I'm completely happy, never been happier before in my entire life, I still get the same feeling, is because this is what I know I'm meant to be doing, and it's what I'm going to continue to do as long as I possibly can. I want to thank you guys so much for making this dream for me possible. And, you know, if you say otherwise, you're like, Eskimo, you're a money whore, Eskimo, you only care about this, That's not true, guys. That should be obvious now, but seriously, guys, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'm going to end off the video right now because I'm going to, if I continue, I'm going to get too emotional, but seriously, guys, you guys mean the world to me. You're my Eskibros. Keep it up. I've been Eskimo, and I shall see you all next time. Oh yeah, and guys, have a Merry Christmas. Be safe. On top of that, you know, just keep it up. You guys are awesome. Bye.